Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you here this week, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else who you think may find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. First of all, I want to thank my aide, Colin Smith, for covering for me last week while I was on vacation. Glad that many of you still got to hear about some things going on in the city, and he may be coming back every now and then just to make him a familiar face on some of the videos that we put out too as well in the coming future. There was a very busy week the past week and a half here in the city of Gardner. There were some upgrades done down at the Oval Case Playground off of Norman Street and Stewart Street. The new basketball court and walking trail have been paved. The backboards have been added. The rims and the nets have been added as well. And we are now in the process of installing several new small grills to the playground as well. That way if families want to come out and have a little barbecue picnic, we've got brand new picnic tables and about a half a dozen of the new grills out there. These are really similar to what you see over at Dunn State Park, where you can bring a bag of charcoal and cook up some burgers and dogs over there. We'll just have a nice time outside with the family. Go enjoy the walking trail that's there, the swing sets, the new equipment that's out there, and just have a good time. So we're hoping that many people get to take advantage of those as we move along in the summer months, and then see where we can grow on that in our other different locations as the city moves forward into the future at our other playgrounds as well. There are going to be several different new improvements made to the downtown area in the upcoming weeks. The City Council this past week voted to approve my request to fund a couple money orders to put new planting boxes around the downtown. How these will work is that businesses can sponsor the boxes, and what your sponsorship is, it's not paying a sponsorship fee, but it's maintaining the flowers that are in the box. We will provide the box and then put your logo on the box in exchange for that. So if a business or a group of residents want to get together and maintain those boxes, we'll put your name on those boxes just to try to bring some new aesthetic to the downtown area as we're going through and repaving the roads and fixing up the sidewalks and putting in the new lighting structures. We think that'll do the next step in helping to just make downtown look a little brighter and nicer. So if that's something you'd like to get involved with, please contact our Economic Development Coordinator, Jessica DeRoy, in the Department of Community Development and Planning, and we can certainly get the ball rolling on that for you as well. Our paving projects are continuing throughout the city. During this past week, Bickford Hill, Lawrence Street, and T-Berry Lane were all paved, and we are going to continue with paving and milling in the other areas of the city. We have been a little delayed with some of the rain that we've experienced, but we are, still making a good progress on our paving list. Again, this year in Gardner, we're actually paving more roads than we have since 1998. And to put that into perspective, I was born in 1994. So there's a lot that's getting done this year, and it's just going to take a little bit of time there. We expect our paving to be done by the end of September, maybe early October. But keep an eye out on the city's website and social media pages to figure out where we are in the streets with our DPW, so that if you are driving in that section of the city during the time that we are out working in that area, you know how to plan your commute that day. All of the roads that we're paving this year, except those being done by the water project, and Lawrence Street, T-Berry Lane, and Bickford Hill Road will actually have to be fully pulverized. That means we convert the paved road into a dirt road and rebuild it up from scratch with 2 to 3 layers of pavement. So that can be a longer time than if we just go through and mill the streets. So again, just please make sure you're keeping an eye out on the city's website and social media platforms so you know where you fall into that with your morning commute. The water project itself is also going to be beginning this upcoming week. And you can find that information there as well. That one's going to be a little longer because we are replacing the water and sewer lines in the streets before we go through and mill and pave. So again, just make sure you're following that same procedure that we just talked about on that work as well. This past week, the City Council also approved the city's budget for the upcoming fiscal year. This year's budget is about $70.6 million and is set to cover a lot of the different programs that we're offering here in the city. There are new teachers in the schools to cover our new band program at Elm Street School. There are the art teachers that we're adding over at Waterford Street School. There's several different aspects of the city that are covered in this budget, so make sure you are keeping track of all the different announcements that we're making and seeing what new programming, what new pieces of equipment and different projects we're going to be undertaking as we move forward into the upcoming fiscal year that begins on July 1st. This past Saturday, we also had Small Business Saturday to celebrate the City of Gardner's 236th birthday. That is something that we annually do every year. Most places only have Small Business Saturday in the fall at the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We do another one here in the summer just to help our local businesses out and celebrate when Gardner was first founded back in 1783. So make sure that you do take advantage over the summer months to support our local businesses, not just when we have these small business Saturdays, but over the course of the year, especially after the past year we've had where they've had some difficulty where they had to close. It's really important for us to be able to get out there and support our small businesses, who are the ones that really stand up and support our youth soccer teams, our religious organizations, our charities, our school department activities with the music programs and the sports teams. They were there for us when we needed them, so now it's our turn to return the favor. So please do get out and support our local businesses whenever we have these types of activities as well. The construction at the Gardner Elementary School is still continuing and is actually ahead of schedule. This past week we raised the ceremonial beams onto the building. We had some of the beams for the C wing of the building that'll house the preschool and the kindergarten classes out at Elm Street School for the students to be able to sign, and now they can have a little connection with that building that they'll be entering in the fall of 2022, as those beams were now added to the roof of that building as well. So it'll be just a neat memory for all of those students to remember. We are going to be putting out different pictures of the progress of the construction of the new elementary school on the city's website and social media that are provided for us through the contractors that are working over on Pearl Street at that site. So again, please keep an eye out on those platforms and on the city's Instagram page as well, so that we can make sure that you're getting the most up-to-date information on all of the different projects that are going on around the city, not just the new school. The transfer station will be closed this coming week on June 30th. We are switching our trash hauling vendors from Waste Management to E.L. Harvey. The city went out for a request for proposals for the trash hauling services in the city here, and E.L. Harvey was significantly cheaper than Waste Management on the proposals that we saw. So we did switch those contractors, so you may see some different trucks going around the city. However, there should not be any interruptions in services, aside from the transfer station being closed that day so that we can swap out the dumpsters that are there. If you have any questions on the trash hauling services as those change, please feel free to either contact my office or the Board of Health, and we'd be happy to answer any of those questions. But again, it's still the same toters that you'll be using, it's still the same schedule that you'll be using, and there should not be any interruptions in service as we go through that transition and moving forward with the new vendor. The concerts in the park are back. They will be at 6 o'clock p.m. on Saturday evenings in Monument Park. Please make sure you get out and enjoy the different musical options that we have to offer. It's great to finally see live music back in Gardner, and just live music in general after the year and a half that we've had with the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's great to see that. We had a massive crowd at the first one, a lot larger than we were expecting for the first concert, so it's great to see if that can grow from there. And speaking of concerts, we do want to make sure people know that the concert that will take place on July 10th will actually not be in Monument Park, but will actually be played on the front steps of Gardner City Hall in conjunction with the upcoming Food Truck Festival that we have scheduled to run from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Gardner City Hall. We've got about 20 trucks that are available and 2 different beverage vendors, Moon Hill Brewing and Milk Room Brewing, that'll be out there for adult beverages as well. We're working to see if we can get a face painter there, and again, we'll have the live concert that week for the concerts in the park up at City Hall that week. After that week, it will return back to Monument Park, but that one will be different from the rest. And while we're on the topic of food, do remember that we are in the middle of Gardner's Restaurant Week, Dine Around Gardner. There are 12 participating restaurants that you can find on the city's website, social media page, or you can contact Colin Smith at my office to find out more information on that one. If you visit 6 of those 12 participating restaurants by July 30th, and you pick up a little receipt ticket, probably about this size, at any of those restaurants, they will stamp that you ordered something either in-house or takeout there, and your name will be added into a raffle to win a gift basket that has a $25 gift certificate to all 12 of the participating restaurants there. So make sure you take advantage of that and help get out and support our local businesses. And again, if you have any questions, you can contact Colin Smith at my office, and he can certainly answer those questions for you here. Now, to end our update this week, some of you may notice that we are in a different location again, not in my office, and we are back at the Polish American Citizens Club over at 171 Kendall Pond Road West, here to commemorate that we had our final COVID-19 vaccine clinic here at the PACC this morning, and this is being filmed on Thursday the 24th for airing next week. I can't say thank you enough to everyone who played a part in making this clinic one of the more successful clinics in the state. Between Haywood Hospital and everyone who worked over there, their staff, administrators, and their volunteers. On the city side, the city employees who came and worked at the clinic or helped people register, Bob O'Keefe and Paul Topolsky for setting up the call center for people to register, as well as the online registration system. There are too many people to mention that really made this clinic such a successful clinic. So we had the mayor's update here with the full clinic set up right before we had our first clinic, so I thought it was only fitting for us to have the mayor's update here the day that we had our last clinic, so you can see that we went from all the curtains being up to the empty room that we have here and really just celebrate everything that we were able to come together and do as a community. With that, we do have our updated vaccine statistics here, and this will be the last time that we'll be mentioning those in a mayor's update as the state and the pharmacies move on for the vaccine process here. Gardner is at a citywide vaccination rate of 61%. Now that is fantastic, because if you remember when Governor Baker first announced our vaccine goals, he was hoping that by July 4th, every city and town would be at 40% vaccination rates. So the fact that we're at 61 and it's not even July 1st yet shows, again, the success that we were able to do here in our clinic that we did in partnership with the Polish American Citizens Club and Haywood Hospital and just everyone else who was involved here. The rates by ages is the vaccination rate for those 65 and older is at 98%. For those between the ages of 50 and 65 is at 80%, 30 to 49, 63%, 20 to 29, 49%, 16 to 19, 51%, and 12 to 15, 32%. Now to put those into actual numbers, that means that 12,150 residents of the city of Gardner have at least one vaccine, and most of them were received right here at the Polish American Citizens Club. But this clinic didn't just service the Gardner community or the greater Gardner area. If you look at our registrations list, the farthest we had someone come from the east was East Dennis on the Cape, and the farthest we had someone come from the west was in Lenox. So we literally had the entire state at one point in time trying to see if they could come here to get a vaccine. And our clinic was efficient, effective, and noteworthy because we had people just coming from all different areas to come here. When the state's registration system crashed, at one point in time, ours was the only clinic that was still operational because our registration system was the only functional registration system in the state. And again, it just shows the community spirit and the community strength that we had throughout all of this. And I can't say thank you enough. And going any further, I'd just be repeating myself. We had 34,300 shots given out in this one room over the course of the past 5 months. And that's just phenomenal to hear. But before I go and repeat myself, that concludes this mayor's update. Until we speak again, please make sure you keep track of yourself and others. Make sure you get outside and enjoy the nice warmer weather that we're having and get your mind off of the craziness that we've had the past 2 years and just do something to help relax and take a breath, take a vacation, even if it's just at home for a day or two, and enjoy what we have here in the city. Make sure you're keeping track of your own mental and physical health during these crazy times that we're in right now. And until we speak again, I hope you have a great day and an enjoyable week. Thank you very much, and have a good day.